Welcome to the Clarity 16.0 support training. In this section, we will review the updates to Clarity Connections, which is the out-of-the-box configurable solution to integrate Clarity and Rally. As a reminder, the goal of this solution is to tie Clarity and Rally together. You can start with Clarity business outcomes, import them into a roadmap. This integration can use these business outcomes from an approved roadmap scenario to create portfolio items in Rally. And then based on both the initial estimates of those items as well as delivery status, Rally can send that information back to Clarity for review and monitoring. This integration allows you to tie business decisions and their prioritization with delivery or execution information. This is how we visualize the relationships between these two solutions. We're going to continue to evolve this over time as people tell us what other information they'd like to see go through this round trip. So what's new? Clarity has added the capability, or really the integration has added the capability to map and sync Clarity and Rally parent field values. The integration has also added the capability to map and sync Clarity lookup values to Rally's custom lookup values. In this release, the integration supports the Clarity to Rally sync direction for these lookup synchronizations. And in the future release, we're targeting to support the Rally to Clarity direction from a lookup perspective. We've also made browser-compliant solutions supporting SSO and non-SSO authentication modes for Rally users to access Clarity's timesheet from Rally and Clarity users to access Rally from Clarity when Rally is configured as a Clarity channel. So why is this important? With the new parent field value syncing capabilities, Clarity's hierarchy can be automatically rendered based on custom investment, idea, and project parent relationships. On the other hand, using the advanced lookup mapping capability, administrators can map Clarity lookup values to Rally custom lookup values, providing that needed data synchronization control. With respect to accessing the Clarity timesheet from Rally and Clarity users accessing Rally, when Rally is defined as a channel, customers have been requesting an SSO solution that fits in with their existing authentication infrastructure. And we're really glad to deliver that in this release. So what's changed? So this integration detects where hierarchy value changes occur, either in Rally or Clarity, and ensures Clarity and Rally parent relationships are in sync. Step one on the right is making sure that Rally's portfolio items and Clarity investments are in sync from a parent attribute perspective. Step two, with those fields aligned, Clarity's hierarchy relationships are synced based on that underlying investment information. So we've got an end-to-end from Rally to Clarity to the hierarchy. The lookup mapping capability has been updated, allowing administrators to map Clarity lookup values to Rally custom lookup values. Consider the field mapping of Clarity's business operational risk and its lookup values to Rally's business risk and its lookup values. In this example, when a Clarity selects the business operational risk value of very high, the mapped Rally business risk will be updated to display high when synced. Using the example above, the fields are mapped and their corresponding values are synced for the Clarity to Rally direction. So essentially, this capability allows you to translate data between Clarity and Rally. Rally users can access Clarity's timesheet directly from Rally in an SSO and non-SSO authentication environment. Clarity's My Timesheet opens in a separate browser window. Then users simply need to add tasks to the timesheet, if needed, record time, and submit, and the extraneous Clarity navigation is suppressed. The Clarity Timesheet app is now a core app, which is fully supported by Rally and Clarity teams. Clarity users can now access Rally directly from Clarity when Rally is configured as a Clarity channel in SSO and non-SSO authentication environments. As with all channels, the Rally application is accessed in context of the Clarity investment. No separate browser window is opened. All right, let's talk about the demo. We're going to see how to synchronize Clarity and Rally parent values, synchronize Clarity lookup and Rally custom lookup value fields, access Clarity's timesheet from Rally, and finally, we'll access Rally from Clarity when Rally is configured as a channel. So let's go to Clarity. I will start here on the few business outcomes. I'll start by reviewing the current state of Clarity and Rally data. I'll run the sync job, and I'll show you how the impact to both Clarity and Rally, and I'll show you the impact to both Clarity and Rally, and then I'll show the underlying mapping that supports the data synchronization, and then we'll, from hierarchies, I'll show you how the parent syncing all comes together. So let's take a look at the existing data and look at these business outcomes. You can see there's 6 business outcomes. No parent field has been defined yet. These 6 business outcomes were created in Clarity and have been synchronized with Rally such that Rally has equivalent um, initiatives created on the Rally side. As you can see, there are no no parent values synchronized here either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into this, since this is a read-only field, I'm going to come into this particular initiative and I'm going to add a parent, and I will search for deliver content based on customer search habits and hit save and then X out. And you can see the top item now as a parent. Let's come over to Rally and I will create a parent for assignments on this side as well. And I will assign it to the bottom 5. So these all have parents in Clarity, and this one in Rally has its parent. I am going to go ahead and run the sync job to send the Clarity values to Rally and the Rally values to Clarity. I'm going to monitor the sync job here by coming into Classic, and I can see that both of the important jobs, sync mapped information and import staging tables jobs have completed. So I'll come here and I'm going to refresh this page. I expect to see all those remaining parents with a value, which they do. I'm going to come to Clarity and I'm expecting this top item to have an assignment that came over from Rally. Just refresh the page there and we do. So that all worked great. Let's take a look at the underlying mapping that supports the parent synchronization. I'll come into this particular integration mapping and I'll explain the first 2 rows here. We have created themes in Rally using Clarity objectives, and we've created initiatives in Rally using Clarity business outcomes, as we just talked about. So let me open up the details and field mapping area. And I want to draw your attention to the parent line here, which says, regardless of which side updates, so both sides can update and then synchronize the Clarity parent value and the Rally parent value. Okay, so that has happened. So let's go to hierarchies and see how this all comes together. So I'll navigate to this hierarchy and we'll look at it in the tree view. I'll back this out a little bit. This is the uh, one that I expect to see all the children established for. So I'm going to say auto import children, and I expect to see 6 items, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, present. Let me zoom in a little bit, slide over my overview here, and we're kind of looking at this section of the hierarchy. And you can see the 6 um, business outcomes have been brought in to associate with this objective. So you can immediately see the effects of aligning parent field values of the underlying Clarity investments and the Rally portfolio items. So that concludes the demo for mapping and syncing Clarity and Rally parent values. Let's take a look at mapping and synchronizing Clarity Lookup and Clarity and Rally custom lookup fields. I'll go back to the investment area, business outcomes, and I will select another view that brings in the business operational risk field, which is blank. You can see my parents are here. I'll go to the Rally side and I can see there's a business risk field that has already been populated. I'll show you the low, medium, and high that exist for Rally, and I'll explain that the business operational risk on the Clarity side has more than 3 values: low, medium, high, and very high. So first, let me explain what's meant by the Rally custom lookup. I'll go to System Administration, Workspaces, and again, I'm as an administrator. I'll pick Fields, and you can see the custom column here. And I want to draw your attention to the business risk field. This has an attribute type of drop-down list. This is the supported attribute type from a custom lookup perspective. This demo system looks like it has 2 custom lookups. I know the Rally instance that our value stream uses incorporates many custom fields, which is quite common. Rally is just as configurable as Clarity, and you see the proliferation of a lot of custom fields as you would expect. So I'll come out of here and pay attention that the Rally values are in fact populated, but they just haven't been synchronized with that of Clarity. Excuse me. So I'm going to go ahead and, for purposes of our demo, select medium as the first one, and then I'll just make all of these subject to medium operational risk. I am now going to run the sync job. I'll find that job again. And we'll pull that up. I'll select the proper integration mapping and hit submit. Again, I'll monitor the job here, but in this release, we're supporting the Clarity to Rally direction. So I expect all of those values that were set to medium to be pushed over and mapped to Rally. And those values that were there should all be changed to medium. Refresh here. See if that job completes. Do one more refresh here to see if that job completes. Again. Almost there. Not yet. One more reload. I have the page refresh. I'm looking for the import staging table job to complete, and there you go, it's done. So let's, remember we had set all of these in Clarity to medium. I'm going to click Rally area, and I'm going to now refresh the page and expect all of these to say medium. So there you go. You can clearly see the impact of the integration there. Now, there's one more. I'm going to show you now the underlying integration mapping that needs to be put in place to support this. I'll go to Integrations, Clarity to Rally 3. And again, we're focused on this business outcome to initiative line. And I want to draw your attention to the Clarity Business Operational Risk field and the Rally Business Risk field. Clarity is a string lookup, and Rally is a string as well. And it's noted that we are moving from Clarity to Rally, and anytime there's a will create or anytime there's an update on the Clarity side, that'll push to Rally. Now let me show you one more thing in the Rally objects table. This is populated whenever the synchronization is set up, and you can see this is all the Rally portfolio item levels that are in my demonstration system, feature, initiative, and theme. And I'm on initiative, and it's showing me all the Rally fields. And I want to draw your attention to business risk, which is a string of attribute type, the real attribute type dropdown. So that's a Rally term. I just wanted you to be aware of where that's coming from. So as I mentioned, we've got the lookup mapping defined, or the field mapping defined. Now we need to actually finish and do the lookup mapping. So in here, we've got the business operational risk field from Clarity mapped, and its fields mapped to the Rally initiative and the business risk field and its associated values. So I will open this up, and I can see two menus here, Clarity to Rally, and this is where the lookup values are in fact mapped. So the left-hand side are read-only values coming from Clarity, and here I select what values from Rally I would like them to map. So given that Rally only had 3 values, I selected high twice. Now, the Rally to Clarity direction is not supported in this release, so it is blank. Okay. So that concludes the demo for mapping and synchronizing Clarity and Rally custom lookup fields.
Next, I'll demo the ability for the Rally user to access Clarity's timesheet from Rally. So I'll go back to Rally. I'll expose the navigation here. Here's my dashboard. And I'm going to show that we have the Clarity timesheet. Notice it's a core application is in my dashboard. How did I get it there? The standard way for users to bring this in is to say add app. I'm just going to search for Clarity because that's what we've named it out of the box. You can see it there. It's a core app, and I would just hit add to bring that in. So I've already done that, so no need to do it again. There's some additional configuration that you do once the app is positioned. You can name it whatever you want, and you provide the Clarity target server and the SSO relative path. You would obtain that from your system administrator. For purposes of today's demo, I'm not using SSO, but it certainly supports it. I'll cancel that to close out. So one thing we did, you'll notice that the experience is different from the previous community app where I'm clicking and it launches a new browser tab. From a time to market perspective and reducing complexities from an SSO perspective, we changed the experience to open in a separate tab versus opening in an iframe inside Rally. So this is a cleaner experience just functionally and technically, but at the end of the day it behaves the exact same way. It defaults to the current period. It shows me if I hadn't already selected tasks, it would give me that select task icon, and I would add various tasks, and there's no additional navigation here to confuse the user. I just go about my business and hit the submit button and close out the browser. And I'm back to Rally dashboard. Okay, let me show you how users access Rally from Clarity. So I'll go to Clarity, and I'll go to my favorite project here, e-commerce. And across the top, you see these various modules, and there is Rally. You can name it whatever you want, right? But I select that, and it's bringing me to the portfolio item page that was configured for me to see as a user of this investment. As with all channels, it opens up in the context of the project. It's not opening in a separate tab. So let me show the updates from a blueprint perspective on how that is enabled. I will go into edit mode. I'll select modules, and you can see Rally as a selection. I just did new channel and named it, right, and put in the appropriate URL or target URLs and referral as needed. And just like all other channels, there's a preview function, and this is telling me that I've done everything correctly from a configuration standpoint, and it shows what I expect. I'm going to exit out so I don't make any adjustments. But that concludes the demo of the accessing Rally directly from Clarity, and the demo for all of the Clarity connection updates.